It's called financial vehicle. What do you call it? Financial vehicle. All financial vehicle has a relationship with you. And the relationship that happens to relationship, what do you call it? Transactional relationship. It's transaction. Simple. You can survive, you cannot survive. You can earn a living. The problem is not surviving. The problem is not earning a living. The challenge is that we don't want you to survive. We don't want to earn a living. Beyond surviving, you need to live a life of significance. Even when you are surviving, don't think surviving. Even when you are just managing, don't think managing. You are looking at how you can make significant impact, how you can live a transformational life, how you can live legacy, how you can live a fortune, how you can live a brand, how you can live something speak and something tangible on the plan of this earth. Let your name be scripted on the sand of this earth, that forever, as long as men are passing on this pilgrimage journey, they will forever remember you for good, for the good works you've done. Okay, so for you to do that, the simple way to do that we recommend is that get connected with a mastermind mentor, someone that already succeeding in whatever you want to do, someone that is in the right direction of yours. So the criteria is that the person must have an experience, some level of experiences. You must have some level of experience. You must have a system, system. He or she must be able to teach you some millionaire skills. Any skills, any education that is not wealth education is a fraud, is a scam. It's not going to work. So the millionaire skills like problem solving skill. What do you call it? Problem solving skill. As an entrepreneur, you are here to solve a problem. Leadership skill. What do you call it? Leadership skills. Every leadership skill is a learnable skills. Number 3, people management skill. Number 4, emotional intelligence skills. These are the skills you need to actually go out there and build people. You need to build people. You need to build your own team. You need to build your own organization. You need to build your own community. Organization like MTN, Glow, Etisalat, Monty Suite, Whitebridge Hotel. Of course, you need to build your own community, your own family, your own business family. So looking at it today, the relationship here is a significant relationship. What do I call it? Significant relationship. Or you can call it a transformational relationship. What do I call it? Transformational relationship. You need to transform your own life first, and then transform the lives of people. That is where you can earn the fortune you are looking for in your life. You can earn residual income, tenor residual income. You know what is residual income? The kind of money you make because you did something right once, and forever you are making money from that thing. The guy that built this house built it once, and throughout the life of this earth, after this house is working, the building stand, they're going to collect rent every year. And the guy that actually built the car, the vehicle, the company, the brand, if he does it right, the right system and structure, he will always make money. So you can see there are 2 factors in life: the contributing factor and the determining factor. Whatever happens outside of you, you cannot control. The economy, the weather, the politics, the sun, the moon, the Tinubu, the government, anybody, your father, your mother, things you cannot control that's happening outside of you. It's called contributing factor. What do I call them? Contributing factor. Contributing factor can slow you down, can delay you, but can never stop you. Contributing factor can speed up your movement. It can never stop you from succeeding. What is happening inside of you is called determining factor. What do I call them? Determining factor. This is what determines whether you're going to succeed or not. So we have positive things happening inside of you and negative things happening inside of you. And you have to choose the one you pay attention to. What's happening? So you're focusing on your talent, your giftings, your ideas, your vitality, courage, kindness, love, peace. These are what is happening inside of you on the positive side. Negative things happening inside of you are doubt, fear, anxiety, worry, hatred, bitterness, anger. All those things happen inside of you too. So the one you choose to dominate, to focus your attention to, dominate your mind. And the thing is this: 2 things happen in life. You cannot stop a bird from flying over your head. You can stop a bird from pitching on your head. That means you cannot stop thoughts, negative thoughts from coming into your mind. But you can actually stop dwelling on the negative thought. So because if you don't have love inside of you, you can never give love outside. So all things are just. That is the truth about life. So you cannot, if you are always a person of hatred, bitterness inside of you, you know what happened to you? When you go outside, you share the bitterness and the hatred. So what you need to do is that you have been delivered from darkness already. You are now moving from where you are to where you ought to be, which is the promised land, the life of abundance, the land full with milk and honey, the life of your peace, the millions you are looking for, the money you are looking for to make impact, build hospital in your community. So you already know that you are living Egypt already. You ought to be, because if you know how to get there, you have gotten there long before today. You know that this I'm supposed to be. This journey, Anybody that must move from Egypt to promised land must participate on the journey. It's not about a matter of fasting and prayer. They must demand some level of commitment. Commitment. You must be committed. Show me a man who became a superstar in whatever he does. Show me a man who have built a global project, gigantic project, generational project, who is not fully committed. I don't care whether it's a tailor, whether it's a carpenter, whether it's a mechanic, whether it's a doctor, whether it's a professor, whether it's a pilot. The person must be committed. Take commitment. You show a man that tells you, I want to succeed, I don't want to be part of the commitment. Leave that man. The man is still a poor man. He's never recovered from poverty yet. He has not left Egypt yet. So a man that must succeed must be committed. And the least form of commitment is to sit down and write. Because if you don't learn, it will affect your transformational process. For example, gold must pass through fire to shine. Yes or yes? Diamond must pass through pressure to shine. Yes or yes? There is no shortcut about it. The human brain must pass through learning. Learning to shine. The brain was meant to be trained. The brain was meant to be taught. If you stretch the brain, you cannot go back to original size. So today, we are focusing on you because you are the most important factor. Touch yourself, say, I am the most important factor. You are the most important ingredient in the wealth creation. If you are not there, wealth is not complete in your life. So the most important factor on your wealth creation, on your wealth journey is you. Touch your neighbor, say me. Turn to your neighbor, tell your neighbor you. Definitely for sure. So you have been the major reason why we are talking every day. So we'll continue. We started yesterday, last week. So we are trying to round up the class one of these days. So we call it success assumption. What I call it? Success assumptions. Success assumption. So, and we said that an assumption is an unconscious belief that is evidence in your actions, activities, and belief. An assumption is an unconscious belief. An assumption is an unconscious belief that is evidence, that only manifests. That is evidence in your actions, activities, and behavior. So when you see a man that says something and do something different, the man is a double-minded person. So we started this class by telling us about the mind. Okay, we started giving us some outlines. Outlines. Let me repeat the outlines again for those who are joining us for the first time today. So you can get the outlines and then see how far we have gone and where you are, that you have missed so much already. You can get the notes and copy or go to the YouTube channel. The video is saved there. You can watch it again. We've done 2 series already. So this is the 3rd one for today and very soon rounding up to go to. So we have some outlines. Okay. So we said number 1 outline is context for the concept. Context for the concept. Concept for the concept. That is the first outline. So the second outline is the double-minded man, the double mind, and we explained that. Number 3, these my markers are wonderful. We need to get a new one today. Number 3, we look at evidencing your assumptions. Evidencing your assumptions. Okay. Number 4, we looked at why the wilderness. Why the wilderness? Why are you suffering? What is the purpose? Why are you stressing? Why is that everything you do and want to get KLX? I'm not going to look at all of them. The second law. Okay, the second law. Why the second law? What is the first law? And why is the second law? And why is it important? Why are we now studying? Why are we now picking some lessons there? What are we trying to learn? What are we trying to achieve? It's to push you to that point of your victory, of making you live the life of abundance. Abundance. So it's like telling that an assumption is an unconscious belief. Is what you believe and know to be true in your heart. You've never attempted to explain it. You never attempt to justify it because they're all assumptions in your mind. So we also in the unconscious belief are evidence in your actions, opposed to your conscious belief, which is evidence in your words. So it's like by drawing the human mind. You said the human mind is shaded into 2. The first one is conscious mind, and the next one is subconscious mind. And the thing is that the conscious mind operates 0% to 30% of your mind, and this one operates 30% to 70 to 100% of your mind. So 70%, 30 to 70%. That is the largest part. So this one is the conscious, the eye, the nose, the mouth, the skin, 5 of them, the conscious being. And it's only evidence in words. This one is only evidence in deeds and actions. So this one now occupy whatever you are doing right now. This one is being programmed. This one is a conscious being. So he said that unconscious belief are evidenced by actions and is opposed to a conscious belief that is evident by words. That's why we now say a man is a double mind. A double-minded man is not a man that says different things. It's a man that whatever he says and whatever he does is different. He see him say good things and act differently. He's a double-minded individual. What you believe at the conscious level, you can explain. What you believe at the subconscious level is only evidenced by your actions, your activities, and your behavior. When I see the way you behave, you can explain for Africa, but I'm going to make judgment based on your behavior, based on what you do. If you say, and I say you have to declare war. It's one thing to battle with the conscious doubt. It's another thing to declare war on the subconscious doubt. We declare war, detect, expose, demolish, dismantle, eliminate unconscious doubt. Why? Because it's the process of unconscious doubt that creates a conflict between what you say and what you do. So if what you say and what you do is not in alignment, then if what you say and what you do is in alignment, then you become unstoppable because your words and your deeds are the same. So assumptions affect your decisions and determines your activities. So we have discussed that a lot, and we said double-minded man is unstable in his ways. He can never receive anything of the Lord. And that thing came from when God was saying, is there any of you that lack wisdom? You should ask of me. And he that give and never grudgingly. So when you ask and you don't believe, when you ask and do something different, a double-minded person. So we say, don't find yourself in a conflicting place where what you say is right and what you are doing is wrong. Don't find your place talking about actions, belief, dreams, achievement, abundance, increase, kingdom increase, enlarged territory, greatness, calling, purpose, and what you are doing is totally different. You're telling somebody, I want to become a great man. It's okay, read this book and summarize. So I don't want to read. That means you are saying something different and you are doing different thing. So, and that you are saying something and you are doing a different thing. So we also said, okay, if people are struggling today, they are not living the life they are supposed to live, and honestly, they know I'm not supposed to be here right now. I'm supposed to be a multi-billionaire. I'm supposed to be living my life of my dreams. I'm supposed to make a lot of impact, but I don't know how to get there. And so let us go to the scripture, since most of us are Christian here. I want to look at how God does things. And I said, why you need to pay attention to this is because God created you and I in his image. And I've been repeating this and I will still repeat again, that God, the first thing God created in Genesis was a creation. Tell not creation. How did he create creation? He said, let there be light. Let there be firmament. Let there be this. Number two, he created the creatures. Tell not creatures. How did he create the creature? He said, let the earth bring forth its kind. Let the water bring forth its kind. So he handed over the power of creatures to creation. He says that the antelope came out from the ground, the trees, everything came out from the ground. God used what? So he just said, let the earth bring forth its kind. Boom. Let the sea bring it down. All the fishes, all the sharks bring forth their kind. Everything. Of God, that's what happened today. So the next thing God did was God now created the creators. They're not creators. How did he do that? How did he do that? He said, let us create man. Let us do what? Create man in our image and likeness. Man in our image and what? Likeness. That means you are a creator. Say, I'm a creator. And when God said this, he said this in Genesis 1:27. That's when God created man. But in Genesis 2:7, he came to form man. Tell not form man. Now the day God created man and the day formed man is 2 different days. So we said that this thing happens at your creation happens when your body's mind and spirit are still. Get a thinking chair, get a thinking corner, because you're a creator. You must work like creators. You're a creative being. That is when fulfillment comes. When you can create. Say, I'm a creator. Go to your house, get a thinking chair, get a thinking corner, sit down, no distractions. In the evening or cool of the morning, any of the time comes, but not during the day. Because during the day, there are so many noise and distractions. DSTV, Facebook, billboard, radio, Facebook, Instagram, distractions everywhere. Mother, brother, sister, children, distractions. You cannot concentrate. So the first thing you can do, you must create. You need 2 things to create in your life. You sit down, get a journal. Tell no journal. Journal is a documentation of your journey on earth. Journal is there. Journal does, the difference between diary and journal. Diary have dates, the kind of calendar. Journal doesn't have a date. What you see me carry is called journal. Tell no journal. Look at how journal looks like. It looks like this, like a book, So you get a journal, so you can sit there with your biro and decide to pick every part of your life, your career. Imagine God gives you a world to live. It's called imagination. Tell me imagination. Imagination, of course, is an image nation. Sorry. Imagination is an image nation, is a picture nation. God gave us, all of us have this nation. Nobody was created on this world without not giving the power of imagination. So God, everybody, everything that will change your life. In a laboratory, you need to live. There's a world you need to live before you live in the physical. And that world is very powerful because you can play like a movie. You play a chord. That is where ideas are generated. Tell ideas. That's when you ask God for items, God gives you ideas. When you ask God for things, He gives you thoughts. They're not thoughts. God wants to be like him, like he is, because he created in his image. You sit down there and create. You're supposed to sit down and create. And when you create, you stand up and work on your ideas. If you don't create, you work in another man's creation. If you don't work on your ideas, you're going to live, if you're a slave in another man's vineyard. So let's look at what happened. So let's go to scripture and see what happened when God wants to practically move people from where they are to where they ought to be. We took a case study, the children of Israel. They were already a slave in Egypt. So now, in Egypt, all the promised land God was telling them was a promise and probability. Tell me probability. Was it a promise when they were in Egypt? Yes. But when they start moving out of Egypt and they went to wilderness, it moved from being a promise to, okay, what if we don't get to the Egypt? That's what happened when people are moving from poverty to greatness, poverty to abundance, from sin to light. They say, what if I don't succeed? What if I don't make it? What if being an entrepreneur doesn't work for me? When they started moving in the wilderness for 40 years, they're already tired. And what kept them there for 40 years was because of complaining. They're not complaining. I'm going to come to murmuring. That's why poor men blame. Blaming is easier than thinking. Thinking is the hardest work. Poor men don't. That's what they blame. So the more you blame, the more you make your journey longer, because the blaming doesn't make the journey faster. What is happening to you is happening for you. If you don't know that, if you think that everything happening for you is against you, you'll be complaining, God, why me? Why me? It's when you pick the lessons in between the line. What is happening to you is to make you stronger. Yesterday, we established a fact that failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Tell your neighbor, failure is part of success. Deal with it. Deal with it. It is what it is. Accept it. It's one of the biggest swallow that you cannot pass through your throat, because it's difficult to accept. Why must I fail? It's a part of the ingredient that will make success. So when you know that everything happening to me is happening for me, and it begins to change your dynamic about approach to life. You need to appreciate for every difficult thing you face in your life, because they're going to make you stronger. They're going to make you superior. They're going to make you powerful. Tell them, I am powerful. That one is begging for a charge card. Touch yourself. Say, I'm a success. You can do better. Touch yourself. Say, I'm a millionaire. So understand this. So when God moved them, now the movement has moved from God, are you sure? Is a move from promises like now. No, God has promised all of us that you're the light of the world, the salt of the earth, blah blah blah. Now you believe all those ones. It's not probability whether you achieve it or not. But now you have started the journey. You have accepted Christ, because this is not a church. I told you, I'm not your pastor. I don't want to be your pastor. Your church is enough. I am your mentor. A mentor. I'm one of the consultants. So we want to work together. I'm looking for men that want to mentor people, that want to make sure that money work for them. Men that will create system, because structure, because without structure there is no future. Men that will regulate their life, that will say, okay, I'm going to put in 1 month, 2 months, 1 year to make sure I end poverty, not just in my life, throughout my generation, even yet unborn. Tell them I'm in charge. Men that will no longer sit down and now live in Egypt, live in poverty. Now you've left poverty, you have accepted Christ, you are born again now. The journey has started. You are started living now. You have lived from unconscious incompetent to now conscious correction. So now conscious correction. Now you have to correct the things that is not working for you. Like God, you have the power to change the things that don't work for you. Human being is the only being that get excited when they know I can change my life, when they know I can change my habits, when they know I can learn. They don't learn. The man's brain was meant to learn. So when a man started that journey, he moved from what if to when, because now that they know that the journey, they are going to get the promised land. Now they put 40 years complaining and murmuring. So now most of the people that left Egypt have died. Most of them are dying in the wilderness, complaining and murmuring. Now a new generation has emerged. A new generation move from manpower to mind power. Mind power. Now Moses start talking to them. Very preparing the younger generation that will no longer take no nonsense, that will no longer tolerate laziness, that will no longer look at shortcuts. They're going to pass through the process. To be transformed, to become the powerful, the ultimate, the stronger version of yourself, the best version of yourself. Tell them again, I'm in charge. Moses starts speaking to them. You know what happened? And that doesn't happen in the book of Deuteronomy. Before they entered the promised land in Joshua. Tell them Joshua. And what he told them, he started preparing them from preparing their mind to anticipate. Tell them anticipate. The anticipation means an expectation of a favorable outcome. Now you're anticipating, because now he's shouting that you're a millionaire already. So now, when is it going to happen? Is where we are right now. If I started about today's class, so yesterday we started talking about the concept and the context. We said the first law was given in the course at Exodus at Mount Sinai, and the first law was a law of deliverance and distinction. This was the law. They said Israel apart from other nations. What we are telling you today, you are accepted Christ already in your church, I don't have issues. That particular deliverance was to set you apart. Tell me, set me apart. Set me apart. For distinction, for set me apart, for delivered me from darkness. Now you have been delivered. Now God order your steps here for another law. It's not by mistake you are here. It's not by divine mistake. It's by divine selection. Because here is to prepare you to move into your promised land, to prepare to manifest your glory, to empower you with the knowledge, the idea, the concept. Entrepreneur, because entrepreneur, money moves to those that solve problem. Entrepreneur solves problem. Entrepreneurs create solutions. Tell us solutions. So now you're an entrepreneur, you must accept it, because we want to deliver you from that slavery mindset that the school system has programmed us. I told you I'm going to get a book called The Conspiracy of the Rich. We're going to talk about the movie called, I'm going to get a movie too called Men That Built America. John D. Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, Henry Carnegie, all of them. They have sat down one day, like you said, like the broad men. He said, no, poor men cannot become rich like us. Average men, so what we do? Conspiracy. Let us create a factory school system for them to work in our factories. The purpose of school system was to create, it was to mass produce the slavery. There's voluntary slavery. The people that will work for the factory. So the whole thing, the programming, the syllabus was to program you to go and be a slave master in another man's vineyard, where you're supposed to live the ultimate version of yourself, where you're supposed to be in charge of your destiny. So the programming started. So they now have a school that must produce the workforce, labor force. Government that thought that. But the government wants to control the weak, the ignorant. The problem we have magnified the devil so much. The devil have been overrated. The biggest problem is ignorance. They're not ignorant. The Bible said they might play because of lack of what? Knowledge. And that is why poor men, they hate knowledge. They hate it in their life. They don't want to sit down and learn. They think that wealth is by effort. Okay, so you have all things with your effort. How far now? How you don't be? Now let us try and learn something different. So we said the second law is the law of purpose and destiny. They're not the purpose. They're not destiny. So God does not deliver you from something. He must deliver you into something. God is not, he's a man that is the author and the finisher of faith. He finished everything is that. So whenever God gets you out of undesirable situation, unfavorable situation, he's going to deliver you into the desirable situation. So now we proceed yesterday and said if God wants to move you from the promised land, from the Egypt to the promised land. So in the book of Joshua, the children of Israel were no longer talking about promised land. They were now walking in promised land. They were no longer dreaming. They were now doing. They were no longer naming things. I want to buy. I want to buy. They were now claiming everything. So moving from fantasy to the fact, from menu to the meals. So the meals tells you what is available. That's what they normally tell us. But the meal satisfied your hunger and appetite. Appetite. So we said that some people are still dreaming when they're supposed to be doing. Some people are still talking when they're supposed to be walking. Some people are still naming when they're supposed to be claiming. Some people are still wanting, I want. When I'm supposed to be in charge. They're not in charge. I'm in charge. In charge of your life. You are already the boss. Then I'm the boss. I'm the boss. So we are some people have moved from menu. They're supposed to be eating, but they're still watching the menu. Start eating, start claiming, start being in charge, start doing things. So what happened is that this is a significant impact. I'm not a pastor, like I said. I'm your brother in Christ, but I like to read scripture for myself because I'm born again. So what I do is that I go and study what happened before the promised land. So there's a book called Deuteronomy. So Deuteronomy actually tells us he sit before Joshua. That means something must happen before you enter to that abundance. That will not happen, but for you to sit down. So now sit down and design your life. Life is by design, not by accident. Man is the architect of his success in life. You design the life you want to live. In your marriage, in your career, in your relationship. Design. Anything you can think and sit down when nobody is distracting you. Write it down. Okay, any idea in your mind, you write it down. You track that idea on the face of the earth. What to stop that idea from being a reality is action. It's an action. Action is the only difference. It's a bridge between your inner world and the outer world. Between who you think you are and who you ought to be. It's action. It's an action. A lot of people don't want to take corresponding action to their results. So actions just before you walk in the inheritance of your possession in the promised land. Just before you claim everything, God wants you to sit down. Just before moment of your next mega miracle, God wants to give you some laws of purpose and destiny. That's where we stopped yesterday. Yes or yes? Yes. We'll start from there and we'll discuss the context and the context for the concept, the double mind, evidencing. We are still moving from here to evidencing your assumptions. We're going to land here very soon, but let me just give some notes here to put the icing on the cake. Before I talk about evidencing your assumption, why the wilderness? Why your struggles? Why are you passing through stress? Why that everything you do seems to be difficult? I'm going to tell you to do. But what is happening to you is happening for you. Appreciate what God has brought your way. Because those things will give you story. Tell us stories. Those things like fire that gold must pass through, like pressure that the diamond must pass through. Without that pressure, they're just telling the fractional distillation that crude oil must pass through to our petrol, diesel, gas. So you must pass through the process. So without the process, there is no transformation. Your life was not just to be surviving. You also live a transformational life that men will meet you and leave you a different person. That your shadow will be raising up the dead. Say amen. That you'll be creating some value, eternal value. You become so significant that when your name is mentioned, they say, after that person is there, that thing must work, because you will live on the highest level of commitment, eternal commitment. Poor men will always tell you, I will try, eternal try. That's the first level of commitment. When you tell somebody, will you do something, say, I will try, that person is a poor person. That's how you know them. From their words of their mouth, I'm going to prove to you very soon. Number 2 level of commitment, I will do my best. And I will do my best. The strongest level of commitment is that I will do whatever it takes. I will do whatever it takes. Show me a great man. I'll show you a man that tells you he does whatever it takes. A man from Wright Brothers and invented the aircraft. They told the world, bicycle repairers, no, they were not educated like me and you, no internet, no technology, no advancement. They told the world, I will do whatever it takes to make sure this iron fly on the sky. They try, people laughing at them. If you never have a big dream, that people laugh at you. Okay, you've not started. That's some people are broke. You are being whatever. Oh, yeah, exactly. People laugh at me. Okay, people's opinion does not pay your bills. Why are you calling about people's opinion? They never worry about people's opinion. They keep trying. One day they launch the first aircraft. Today it's normal thing for plane to fly on the sky. It wasn't normal some years back. It wasn't normal. There was a man that called himself Thomas Edison. He made an electric bulb. He keep trying, move from trying to doing his best, to keep doing his best. Now when to say whatever it takes, I'm going to make it work. Did it finally work for him? Yes. Show me a man that said, name it Messi, name it. Everybody you see, great man you see, they do whatever they take to become successful. Because if they're going to be successful, they must be involved. Say involved. So let's write this one down. Start today's class to put the icing on the cake. Before you step into the promised land, write it down. Before you step into the promised land, before you step into your abundance, to possess your possessions, take territories, see cities, build houses, walk in the land of milk and honey. Before you step into your promised land, into the millions of naira you are waiting for, into the billions of naira you are waiting for, into being that company, God wants to talk to you. Before you step into the promised land, possess your possession, take territory, see cities, build houses, move in the land of milk and honey. God wants to give you the second law, purpose and destiny. God wants to give you a purpose of destiny. Last time we took time to explain to us that this is God's idea. This is your own idea. Let's see what I can do right now. I don't like cleaning when I'm writing, but let me just do for those who are joining us for the first time. We took time to say that this is you, this is others. So this is good idea. This is God's idea. So if it's a good idea, it's called achievement. Then achievement. If it is God's idea, it's called fulfillment. Then fulfillment. If it's your idea, it's called dream. Then dream. It's God's idea, it's called destiny. Then destiny. If it's your idea, it's called, of course, passion. Then passion. God's idea is called purpose. Then purpose. If it's your idea, it's called career. Then career. It's God's idea, it's called calling. Then calling. Before you fulfill God's idea for purpose and destiny, God wants to sit down and give you the laws that govern the purpose and destiny. I'm going to give you some of the laws. So you can understand that great men are living for things that are bigger than them. That's why it seems that they find energy to take actions every day. But some people don't find energy to action. I don't know why I'm tired. I don't have energy, because you never gotten the God's code kind of idea. You never pursue fulfillment. Pursue fulfillment in this life. I'm going to tell you, you have the energy to take action. Pursue destiny. Yes, your purpose of living is to fulfill destiny. Forget about it. Energy will come. When you find energy, you're not going to see himself. Pursue purpose in life. The reason for living is to fulfill purpose and calling. Not what to eat and chop. Now, waiting kill them for wilderness. I'm coming to the wilderness very soon. Garlic, they call it garlic and carrot in Egypt. Your poor people pouring their food. Their food is their problem. That's why they are not fulfilling purpose. The way I see today, I said before you step into the promises and possess your possession, take territories, see cities, build houses, build mansion, global project, gigantic project, generational project, work in the land of milk and honey. God wants to give you the law of purpose and what? Destiny. So this was the preparation talk that Moses gave to the believers, the new generation that and the break of their breakthrough. So what was it? What was Moses talking about? So the generation that left Egypt died, most of them in the wilderness, because of complaining and murmuring. So this emerging generation, write this one down. The emerging generation was sitting on the brink That is brink. That is they were sitting on the brink. That is on the edge or verge of their victory. They were sitting on the edge. They were sitting. This new emerging generation was sitting on the verge of their victory, on the verge of their breakthrough, doorway of their destiny, gateway of greatness. Like most of us today, you're already about to enter. The next step is your greatness. The next step is your destiny. The next step is the miracle you have been waiting for. The millions are waiting for. That's why I'm talking to you in these pens, because we know you're already set for manifestation. The earnest expectation is waiting for me and you to manifest. So we're already on the edge. I said the emerging generation were sitting on the edge of their breakthrough, doorway of destiny, gateway of greatness. So Moses was talking to them in this manner. I'm going to tell you the manner very soon. About 5 of them. 5 things that Moses was talking to them. One of them was their language was changing from what if to when. I'm going to show you what happened very soon. It's going to be a crazy class. So then now you start speaking positive. Start speaking with audacity. Because now you know your words are powerful. How do you make your words powerful? When you speak your imagination. Don't speak the words you're not imaginated. Don't speak the words you never form and they sit at the thinking chair. Because you are a God. You are created in his image and likeness. You are supposed to create. Show me everything you can see, touch, feel in this life. It was created by man, for man. The chair you are sitting down was a man's creation. Yes or yes? Yes. The clothes you are wearing right now was a man's creation. The pen you are using to write was man's idea. Was not from God. It was man's idea. Created for man and from by man. Looking at it today, I told you, even the hair, even everything around your head that they call the hairstyle was carved by man. The clothes you are wearing, the house you are living was man. It wasn't God. God has finished his creation. God left everything for man to create. So God cannot give you a chair. God will give you a tree. Turn a tree. You are the one that will convert that tree into a chair. Sit down now and pray from tomorrow. Don't take action. Nothing will change. It must be deliberate. They're not deliberate. It must be some level of commitment. The number of things that to pray. You already been saved. You are saved already. Be in charge. Stop praying like I say you're a victim. You're a victor. Say I'm a victor. I'm a victor. That's who you are. You're not a boy again. So stop acting like one. You know, sometimes as a human being that God has created. This is a royal person. This is a prince. This is a king acting like a slave. Oh, the Ecclesiastes said, what evil have I seen on the face of the earth? Princes are walking on the streets. Slaves are rising on the horse. Never in our generation we must dominate. Say, I must dominate. I must dominate. The world you dominate is the world you will create. So you must create the world and dominate the kingdom. God says, go and be fruitful. Be fruitful. Do multiply. Dominate. Be in charge. So you must go back to that place. Or from manpower to mind power. To the mind power. This is a emerging generation of leaders. This is a emerging generation of transformational leaders. This is a emerging generation that men will become wealthy by the content of their character, of their identity. Not just because of the money in their bank account. Generation that will change the world. From Niger base, from Ponzi scheme. What is our generation today? They are looking for a shortcut. There is no shortcut to greatness. You must pass through the process to be transformed. This way you can change the generation to better, because this generation has what it takes to dominate. Say, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. That the devil cannot kill you. Only thing he can do to distract you with all the negativity around you, with all the noise around you. Now AI has invented. Last year I was looking at my WhatsApp. Now children can no longer read again. That's what happened. Or you and I will make the AI our slave instead of becoming our boss. You know, I'm going to tell you what will happen. So these generation sit down on the edge of their breakthrough, the doorway of their destiny, gateway of their greatness. So there's a need. Write it down. Full stop. There's a need for new breed, new mentality, new mindset, new conversation. There's a need right now to create new breeds of leaders, new breeds of multi-millionaires in the face of the earth. New breed of millionaires, new mindset, new mentality, new conversation, new values, new goals, etc. There's a need for a new breed, new mentality, new mindset, new conversation, new values, new goals, etc. that made up their mind to fulfill the mandate by possessing their promised land. There's a need for a new breed, new mentality, new mindset, new conversations, new values, new goals that made up their mind to fulfill the mandate by possessing their promised land. They are tired of Egypt. Me and you are tired of poverty. We are tired of struggling. For 40 years, our parents have been for 40 days journey till 40 years because of complaining. So now we say no more complaining. We are not going to complain anymore. We're going to take charge. We are not complaining. We are not looking at the economy again. Economy, my parents have been talking about the economy. And some things are hard. No, we are not going to go. This new breed of mentality is that we are taking charge. We are not looking for government again. We've seen it in our parents that they failed our parents. My mother worked for 35 years. For this government, 5 years after retirement, no retirement benefit. They're asking me to go and be the same slave that enslaved my mother for 35 years. Never again. I cannot be rich and wealthy being the slave trade. I cannot be where I am today if I follow the same thing. No. There's a new breed for new generation of millionaires. Say, if it must happen, we must make it happen. Yes. That's the truth about life. So we are not looking at the challenges right now. Challenges is there. My father has been telling me, I know it's already there. We are not ignorant about it. But right now, we are looking at what we can do. What we can do right now. So there's a need for a new breed, new mentality, new mindset, new conversation, new values, new goals that have made up their mind to move to fulfill the mandate by possessing their promised land. Instead of working for 35 years, 40 years in the wilderness of another man's vineyard, we are taking charge. Tell me, I'm taking charge. I'm taking charge. If somebody must produce, I must be the one. Someone creates values, chase, I must be the one. Someone creates the factory, we must be the one. People that did that to own the oil well, we must be the one. Not just talking, we must start preparing, because champions are not made on the rings. Champions are made outside the ring. We go to the ring to display. Tell us display. When we emerge, they're like, what? What have these men done? You know, we don't cook ourselves, says cook. We don't cook ourselves with knowledge, information. Because that working audacity. You cannot enslave a man that knows. Ignorance is not a demon. What did I say? Ignorance is not a demon. We cannot cast it out. What did I say? We cannot cast it out. The only solution to ignorance is knowledge. Knowledge. What is knowledge? Package information. Tell us to solve a problem. We are packaging that information that will make us stronger. We are listening to the words of destiny and purpose, because we must fulfill purpose. I cannot come to this life. I told myself, I'm retiring at 40 years. This is what I say at 40, I'm talking about investment. So I buy my private jet at 40 years. Are you sure? I said, this is why we're working from 30 years. I've been talking about this and taking action, deliberate action, building communities, beautiful. Now, when I finally made my first 500 million naira, 500 million naira, I told myself, no, I'm not doing this alone. Let me go back. Let me go and raise some generals. Generals. There are some books I read that changed my life. Think and Grow Rich that make my life change. So many financial books say, no. If I read this book that made me attain this level of success, imagine a lot of people reading the same books I read, expose themselves to the knowledge I expose themselves. I raise the generation. We become greater than we can think, because you must be greater than your father and mother. You must make money more than me. Say amen. That's the truth about life. So you're not waiting for, the thing is that you have to think bigger. And there's a book we have to read again called The Magic of Thinking Big. We read the book of Another Community. The Magic of Thinking Big, The Secret of the Millionaire's Mind. We have read all these books, so we have to go and read it so they can see that you are thinking too small is a sin. Thinking too small because you are more than enough. Say, I'm more than enough. Why would you think small is a sin? Because greater is He. That is where. No, you're not talking to me. Greater is He. That is where. No, come back again. Let's say it. I want to get go. Greater is He. That is in me. No, one more time again. Greater is He. That is in me. That He that were in the world. I am so happy and excited about, because this time around, this generation of millionaires, Christ is not just talking to us like the wilderness, talking, visiting and go back. Christ did not come to live with them in a pistol. Christ left his Peter and John. Now, Christ now lives inside of me and you in this person of the Holy Spirit. So if He lives in us, He will quicken our mortal body. The world have not seen anything yet. By the time we manifest, we say, we don't need pulpit now to manifest Christ. In the market, we will manifest Christ. Inside the cave, we are manifesting Christ. Inside our village, you are shaking us. Miracle is taking place. Cancer disappear. We don't understand. They say, what happened to these men? This set of generation, we don't understand them. I'm telling you, once you get in contact with them, you're light up. We are like a candle that will light another candle. We'll never off our own candle. Light more candles, light more candles. The light of the word of God will fill the face of the earth. They say, we don't understand now. This is something looking like it's never happened. Because we choose to become entrepreneurs. We choose to become businessmen. Businessmen that will carry Christ into the market, and the world will never remain the same again. If men that will dominate the kingdom is me and you, the throne that will be at the center of influence is me and you. Then no, it's me. Don't tell anybody, tell you. So let's see how far we can go. We are tired of this slavery mindset for 40 years, 35 years. We are done. We are taking charge. We are not doing again. We never do again. Not by force. We don't tire. We want to create our own world. We want to be the architect of our life. So I've seen it possible. If I've seen it possible, I've practiced it. For 9 years, I've been an entrepreneur. I've seen a great difference in my financial life. Then if I can do it, you can do better. I say I can do better. So write this one down. Therefore, we have an energy. Therefore, we have an emerging generation of believers. Therefore, we have an emerging generation of believers that are not. Therefore, we have an emerging generation of believers that are not willing to go to the next. They're not willing to do the next 40 years, complaining and murmuring in the wilderness, singing the old songs. It go better. Therefore, we have an emerging generation of believers, entrepreneurs, businessmen that are not ready to spend the next 40 years, 35 years working for government, working in the circle of wilderness, so struggle and suffering. Singing the old song, you go better. We are tired of singing it go better. Which day go ever better? When it go better, we want to see it better. This kind of life, don't get man, I guess you have fun. You go better, you go better. You know. Therefore, we have an emerging generation of believers, entrepreneurs, businessmen, that are etc. that are not ready to go to next 40 years of circle of in the wilderness, circle of working for salary, walking in the wilderness, singing the old song, you go better. Crossing to the Red Sea after retirement, you go better. No, how can I work for God for 35 years? Telling me now when I retire, now you go better. That I'm already 70 years. I no longer travel again. I can no longer appreciate life again. I'll be telling my children, no, what they continue, you go better. That old song must be gone. Now, the generation of believers that will drive Mercedes-Benz, Rolls-Royce, building schools, making impact, businessmen, entrepreneurs, that will not work for peanuts again. We are not here for peanuts. You think you are here for peanuts, you are joking. The little that will making money every day. Every day, money must meet money in your hand. Say amen. Amen. Nigeria is a country of about 200 million people. With so much problems in this country. Any problem you solve in this country, you are making money. Any problem. Yesterday, there was fuel problem in Akwa State. They said, whenever I bought fuel, 1,200 naira per liter. Mr. Divine bought fuel yesterday for 25,000 that before 3 o'clock, the generator went off in this country. That means any problem you solve, you are making money. Any wahala you solve, you are making money. And you want to jackpot. Before you jackpot physically, jackpot in your mind first. Jackpot in your mind. If you not jackpot in your mind, okay? Crocodile in Nigeria is a crocodile in UK. A lizard in Nigeria is a lizard in UK. So better be a giant in Nigeria. If you have a person to jackpot, you become a giant in the country. How can those people came and colonize my grandfather, carry them on slavery? And then you see come and you want to come and be the same slave again. Now what for you? Wake up, tell me wake up. Wake up! How are you still doing things like this? You know, question some things. Don't just assume. That's a false assumption. I'm going to come to such assumption. I don't know, I've not gotten there yet. We are getting to that section today. Turn up today. If I don't want to touch him, make me touch him. So you understand that you are the boss here. Tell me I'm the boss here. I'm not talking to you and be the work for me. No. I'm not telling you for us to go and work for me. No, I say let us work together. Turn out together. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that are talking to CEOs. I'm not talking to, if an employee, you cannot be in my class. You cannot be, no employee has stayed in my class for more than 3 months. You can't, because what I will tell you, you not agree with it. You run away. I'm talking to CEOs and that board of directors. I'm talking to men and caliber of men that will take charge of this generation. I'm talking to MDs, talking to chairman organization that very soon will dominate it. It's equivalent to the world, in case you don't know. Wake up, tell wake up. So there's a kind of mindset I'm going to give it to you. The language you start speaking, this is what I want you to speak. You don't want to do yourself. I was saying, let me go. Never again in my generation. Men that made you become better. Men that made you leave you more powerful. Men that made you talk to them, because money is a slave of value. We just understand this thing right now. So if it is value, we must be value oriented, adding value, turn of value. Look at your life, anything you have. You use that is valuable to use money to buy it. Your shoe, your car, your land. So if value, money is slave of value. Money does not go to where I need money. Money only goes to that creates value. Turn of value. We must produce this value in terms of product or services. You know, there's value already embedded in me and you in raw material. Turn of raw material. It's for me and you to discover it, develop it, and deploy it. That when we do these things, money flows to us. Money flows to us, and there's abundance. There's so much abundance that we don't have scarcity all our life. Resources have not been the problem. We only lack resourcefulness. Resourceful human being. That's why we are now saying, okay, we must be resourceful. We have taken upon us life that it must be better. We must make it better. We must take charge. Tell them I must take charge. So we are not looking at the external factor. We are looking at God's original intent for us. God's original intent for us is that we will be a generation that will emerge to occupy the territories, govern the cities, be in charge. We are a new breed, and we need to sit down before we go into our frame of future, our frame and fortune. Write this one down. This new breed of entrepreneurs, write it down. The new breed of entrepreneurs. The new breed of entrepreneurs, emerging businessmen, will need to sit down. We, the new breed of entrepreneurs, businessmen, need to sit down to frame our fortune, to receive the laws of purpose and destiny. So you need to sit down to frame our fortune. Architects of your life. Get a thinking chair, get a thinking corner in your room every day, start a practice. Sit down there, get a pen and paper, jot down your life, pick a career. As I go today, I'll read this book, I'll do this, I will do it, give me result. No, I don't like it. Come again. In your imagination, write it down. Write it down. You are now going to design your life step by step, because you are the only one that can give your life the best thing you can ever design in life. So this new breed of entrepreneurs, imagine a businessman who need to sit down and frame our fortune, rescue our generation, and receive the law of purpose and destiny. That is why in that book that said before Joshua, that thing that's happened before miracles, before that thing that normally happened, Deuteronomy was in position right before the children of Israel possessed their promised land and moved into their promised land. So the difference why Moses was doing a prep talk is because they were on the verge of their victory. So I said that we are a new generation of entrepreneurs, businessmen that need to sit down to frame our fortune. Of course, receive the law of purpose and what? Destiny. So it's in the land of milk and honey. So how am I sure about this? The words Moses spoke to them at the Jordan, the side of the Jordan in the wilderness, was plain on the Red Sea. So the words goes to the where we are going to today. Yeah, this is where I'm going to now. We'll talk about evidencing your assumptions. Evidencing your assumptions. Let's go there. Let's go there. So every assumption happens when. Write this one. Evidencing your assumption happens when. Stop there. Just stop. Underline when. When you have moved from asking questions like when you have moved from asking questions that you no longer say, what if I don't become a millionaire? What if I don't succeed? Now, when you're talking now, I'm going to give you 5 things that will happen to you. I should just give you the 5 things when we start explaining them one by one. Evidence of assumption happens when. I'm just writing when. Stop there. I'm going to give it to you. Okay, when this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let me just give you this, and then we start talking to them one by one. I don't like cleaning, but let me just do this. When these things happen, don't worry. When your language change, number 2, when your attitude change, towards success. Number 3, I'm going to explain one by one. When your conscious belief changes, when your energy and planning changes, and the last one, 5, planning. I'm going to discuss all this, but I want to be gentle with you. So 5 things happen. Evidencing your assumption happen when 1, your language changes, your attitude, your consciousness, your energy, and your planning. There are the 5 things. When you see these 5 things, that means when you start to change this 5, your habit, because you don't change your life, you change your habit. Your habit change your life. You change your routine. Every wealthy man has a routine. You know, routine. Only poor men don't have routine. I told you, poor men congregate, wealthy men assemble. What did I say? Okay, you don't know congregation. When we are perambulating, going nowhere, they see we got ekpamo, burial ground, church program. They don't invite them. They just enter. That's what poor men do. Poor men don't have directions in life. I say speed is useless without what? Direction. Direction is useless without what? Destination. Where are you running to? Well, you will have a destination in mind. Where do you receive the destination? On your thinking tape. I'm coming to that. It's a step-by-step how you can emerge, because the world is waiting for you. Those ideas, $1 billion ideas in your mind that you throw away on the dustbin because you never knew that when you pray for God for items, God what gives to you is ideas. It's an idea. You never knew when you pray for God for a chair, what God gives to you is a tree. It's not a tree. When you pray for God, when you pray to God for things, what God gives you is thought. They're not thoughts. Now you begin to value your thoughts, because God wants to have a personal relationship with you. He wants to communicate with you, but you are too busy than to give him time to communicate with you. So that's why we are now designing a future that you want to show you how you can design your own future by sitting down and have a still. God has put something in you called instinct. You know, instinct. You have not cultivated the habit of listening and obeying your instinct. Instinct is like a compass, like a ship moving on the water. Without the compass, the ship will not get to its destination. This is already in you, but you are not neglecting all the things God embedded in you, looking at outside, looking at Tinubu, looking at the economy, complain with your father, your mother. I am proud today because nobody is helping me. Oh, really? I don't get it. No. Something is wrong with it. I don't know where you learned that from, but that programming is wrong because you are the boss here. Tell me the boss. You're acting like a slave right now, looking for who to blame. No, shifting blame. No, shifting corner. No. All right, hold on. You are now assigning responsibility to the things you're also assigning responsibility to. You are not acting like what your father did in the Garden of Eden. Why did he eat the fruit? It's a serpent, no, serpent that they should eat them. Why did he eat Adam? What's up? He said, evil. Stop the blame game. Stop the blame game. Turn on neighbor. Stop the blame game. Stop the blame game. It's not leading you anywhere. That's what poor people do. They blame, complain, and justify. Anyway, say a poor man. When you start talking to the person, see the person does. All of us. Okay, my time is up. Are you serious? Jesus Christ. No, this is unfair. You guys made the time too fast. Okay. Okay. You are giving it back to me right now. With back to back. It's fine. It's fine, no problem. So tomorrow we start fully. Turn off fully. On an evidence, I don't touch on small. Evidencing your assumption happen when your language change, your attitude. What is attitude? The way you see, they say you see, think and believe something, acting. I'm going to give you the right statement. Attitude is what is the feeling of how you feeling and emotion, how you see and feel things. You know how you see things. So you don't see things the way they are. You see things the way you are. Conscious belief, energy, and planning. That will start tomorrow. Turn out tomorrow. You think that you've learned something, you've not learned anything yet. By the time I move you from evidencing to the wilderness journey to show you that you are the boss right now, and then move you to the second law proper, life don't change. If you now decide to go and manifest and live the life of your dreams, the choice will be yours and the ball will be your cause. So tomorrow we start at the second law, and I will tell you one thing that will now make you understand that there's nothing wrong with you actually. You are nothing wrong to take it. But I just give you, I think it's gonna help your life. Don't get involved in a business without a mentor. You know why? Mentor says, he that stands on the shoulder of mentors will see far. See you tomorrow, see you at the top, and God bless you. For the rest of us here, I want to be sure I'm not talking to Chase. I want to be sure I'm talking to a human being. So I want to take some fact from you. What do you learn today? I'd like to go through your notes. Tell me one or two things you learn. You might learn a lot of things. You might learn one thing you're going to take home today. So I want to be sure you learn something today. If you learn something today, can I see yourself? Let me start from this side of the